Good morning, everyone. And today, being Erev Shabbos, we're going to try to continue what we did last week, which is a Bitachon message from the Parsha itself. This week's Parsha is Parsha's Vayera. Avraham Avinu is emerging on the scene as one of the greatest individuals that mankind has ever seen before. HaKadosh Baruch Hu has elevated him to a very lofty status. He is Avraham with a Hey. He's the Av Hamoin Goyim. He's the father of all the nations. His mission has been from beginning of his search and his quest for HaKadosh Baruch Hu to find Hashem, which he did. And now he is going around the world being Makarev, bringing tens of thousands of people to the knowledge of the existence of Hashem. And in this week's Parsha, we find one nisayon after the next, one test, one challenge that he must go through after the next. And of course, the crescendo, the peak of all of his challenges is the Akedas Yitzchak, when it says in the Pasuk, Elokim Nisas Avraham, that Hashem, the Holy One, blessed be He, comes and He brings the greatest challenge of all time to Avraham Avinu, where He says, take your son, the one that you love so much, Yitzchak, who you davened 90 years to have. You taught him all of your Torah for the last 37 years of his life. You were looking to him as the emissary who's going to continue your legacy in this world after you leave. And now I want you to take him and put him on the altar and shecht him like a korban, like a sacrifice, and offer him up to me. And Avraham Avinu doesn't ask a question. He says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I am at your service. Whatever you want me to do, I will do. A fascinating level of emunah that Avraham Avinu reached, as the Mishnah tells us in Pirkei Avos, Asar nisyonos nisnasa Avraham Avinu. Avraham Avinu was tested 10 times by Hashem. Now, of course, it doesn't only mean 10 times. A person is tested all day long. That's the way that we grow. That is the way that we improve. That is the way that we become greater people. If we use our bechira, our free will, and we make the right decisions, and we overcome the nisyonos, the challenges of life, we become bigger and better and greater and closer to Hashem. If, Rachmana litzlan, we make the wrong decisions with our bechira, and we fail the test, or we stumble into trouble, or we weaken ourselves in a situation where we really need to be strong, then Rachmana litzlan, unfortunately, we will diminish and decrease our spiritual nature and our strength. However, says the Mishnah, Avraham Avinu had these 10 major struggles and challenges and tests that HaKadosh Baruch Hu sent him. V'amad bekulam, and he stood up to all of them. Every single challenge that Hashem brought, finding Hashem, or Kazdim being thrown into the fiery furnace, and going to Lech Lecha, to a land that he didn't know about, and then the famine and his wife being taken captive by Paro, and all the different things which transpired, and ultimately culminating in the Akedas Yitzchak, the crescendo of all of the challenges that a person can go through in life. Amad bekulam, Avraham Avinu stood up to every single test that was there. How does a person, oimid bekulam, he stands like a strong pillar that's made out of marble that nothing can shake it, nothing can waver it, nothing can at all could damage the security and the strength of that person. How does he do it? Avraham Avinu was the man of Amunah. He was the person who was seeking for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He looked and he looked, as we mentioned, 37 years of his life until he found him. And he understood HaKadosh Baruch Hu as completely as was possible. But every single day in the life of Avraham Avinu, he continued to grow and to expand in his amun, in his belief. Every single day he saw more depth of Hashem's ways. He got closer with his karvos, with a devekis, with a cleaving to the Rebbeinu Shalom. Every day his mind was opening up more, his heart was transmitting the messages of Avas Hashem, of love of Hashem, of Yiras Hashem, the fear of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Every single day he was understanding what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants from him more and more and more. He was a person that never stopped growing, who never stopped going up. His emunah carried him. The outgrowth of emunah, of belief in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, is what we are calling in our learning Bitachon, which means how much I rely and I trust in Hashem, which is the way that many of the Mefarshim define it, means Amunah is your belief in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and Bitachon is the way in which you carry out that belief. It's what you do with the Amunah, how you use it here in this world. Avraham Avinu, there was nobody that was a Maimon that believed like Avraham. He was on the highest of levels. The Nisyonos, the challenges that HaKadosh Baruch Hu put him through, the personalized, tailor-made tests that were there for the sake and the benefit to bring out the greatness in Avraham, the Bitachon of Avraham Avinu is what propelled him through each and every one of the Nisyonos that HaKadosh Baruch Hu sent in his way. And therefore, Amunah by itself is an amazing, amazing thing. But Amunah needs a complement. It needs another level. It needs something that's going to carry it into this world. And that's Bitachon. That's when you batach b'Hashem, when you trust in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you rely on Hashem. There's nothing that you won't do for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, because you know that that's what He wants you to do. And He only wants the best for you. And it's only for your benefit. And therefore, Avraham Avinu was willing to go through every one of the Nisyonos, the major ones and the minor ones. And he was Amad B'Kulam, he was able to stand up to everyone. And the Mishnah finishes, L'haidiya kama chibasai shel Avraham Avinu. This is coming to show us all the tests that Hashem put him through. The great chibasai, the great love of Avraham Avinu, the love that HaKadosh Baruch Hu had for Avram, that there was a man in this world with Amunah and Bitachon that was coursing through every ounce of his veins, spiritual veins in his life. And it was also the chibah, the great love that Avram had for HaKadosh Baruch Hu with his Amunah and his Bitachon. He was able to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'chol levav, with all of his heart, and fulfill the will of Hashem. May we be zeicha im yirtzeh Hashem to continue to grow in our Amunah and our Bitachon, the practice of Amunah, so that we should also be people that are chaviv, that we are beloved in the eyes of Hashem. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful Shabbos.